morning. Happy Monday. Hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to tell you right off the bat here, we're going to be competing with some tree trimmers. I have a feeling they're going to be here all day, so I'm just going to roll with this and just keep talking. Hopefully it's not too distracting. So, how was your weekend? What did you do? Are the weekends really any different than the weekdays for you? For me, my husband is still working, and I think he's come to think of like the weekend is just kind of a little cocoon. He even called me this morning when he got to work and he said, I just want to come home. It's just, there's a different vibe in the air when you leave your home. You know, when you go out into the community, when you go to your place of business, when you go to the supermarket, all of those things just kind of have a different, you can tell something's off. Whereas when you're home, we just go about our business and spend our time together, which has been really nice. We're not always the best at working together, but we're getting better at it. I think what it is, we're kind of I'm learning when not to tell him how to do something. I guess I can be kind of bossy that way. I didn't notice it, but there, I've said it. I do want to share this with you. I am a puzzle builder. So if you've been around here for any amount of time, you know that I love to build puzzles. So I was going to splurge and go on Amazon and order from my favorite puzzle company is White Mountain Puzzle. And normally their puzzles are pricey for me, like $16 maybe for a 1,000-piece puzzle, which seems like a lot, but it's so much pleasure and so much stress relief for me, and I just really am obsessive. I really look forward to it. So I went online and I found one that I really liked, and lo and behold, it was $69. $69 for my $16 puzzle or whatever I used to pay for it. And I thought that is so outrageous. That's crazy. I looked at another one, $54. So I thought, well, supply and demand, people, supply and demand. I guess puzzles are a thing now. I was doing puzzles before puzzles were cool, and they weren't so expensive. So that was kind of a sad awakening to the world that we live in, and a little bit of price gouging, but what can you do? So today I just kind of wanted to talk to you about, I was thinking, I knew I had something that I wanted, two things that I want to share with you, and I had to look at my notes real quick. The first is as you know, I'm a huge gardener, and I have been binge watching Gardener's World with Monty Don from England. So I am to the point where it's July, somewhere in when the series was filmed, and they were talking about the decline of wildflower fields in the UK, but I'm sure everywhere as, suburbs gobble up, as the ecosystem changes, all of those things, there are fewer and fewer wildflower gardens. So I went about this weekend looking for a place that I could put meadows, I think is what they're, wildflower meadows, which are like great big expanses, but he encouraged everyone to put a little bit of a wildflower meadow into your own yard. And if we all do this, the birds and the bees and all of those beneficial insects will feel it, and they will have a place to go and do their job and all of that stuff. So I think I found a place out back. The only problem is we have a gopher problem, and I really do think it's a single gopher. Jackson sniffs him out. He knows he's there. It drives him crazy, and I am going to, the other thing we did this weekend, and I'm rambling and I am so sorry. I'm squirreling all about with a gopher story here, and a rabbit story, so we're just gonna go through all the little rodents. But we moved the rabbit, and you guys have been asking to see his setup, and I will show you how we have him indoors, how we have him planned for outdoors. But this weekend he made it out to our chicken coop, which you may or may not know has 0 chickens in it because California is under a chicken quarantine long before the COVID-19 quarantine, there was what quarantine is it? I can't remember. Anyways, for a year I've been trying to get chickens to no avail. So we decided, since the coop area was just about done, and that's another thing my husband finished this weekend, we would let Brownie, oh sorry John, excuse me. We would let Brownie go into the chicken coop so that he could like stretch his legs. It was so adorable watching him and Jackson interact through the little chicken wires. Was so cute. So today, this afternoon, when I go out and work and put in my wildflower garden, I'm going to show you Brownie's setup, all three of them now. So for those of you who've been asking, I have been listening. So anyways, oh, I was trying to figure out where this story started. So the wildflower meadow garden, I had a pack of seeds, wildflower seeds, before, and I thought, well, I'm gonna find a little spot that gets pretty good sun, that's kind of out of the way, and plant those wildflower seeds and see what I get. The only problem is it is where the gopher will pop up when he does. So we'll deal with that when and if it happens again. So that, and then the last thing I wanted to share with you today was my cookie fail. Do you guys have like cookie fails, baking fails, whatever? I have made so many cookies in my life, and I don't know, I was making a recipe that I've made before. It's for oatmeal cranberry white chocolate cookies, and I was putting the recipe together, and I thought it seemed strange that it called for less ingredients than what I normally put in it, but it only called for 1 egg and not 2. I thought, well, that's weird. And then it only called for a half a cup of butter, which I thought, well, gosh, that doesn't seem very much. Normally, listen to this, in my brain I'm thinking normally it calls for 2 sticks, not 1. And if you bake it all, you know that 1 stick is a 1/4 cup, 2 sticks is a half a cup. And I don't know why I was equating 2 sticks to a full cup, I don't know, but I only put in 1 stick of butter, which is only 1/4 cup of butter, and it called for a half a cup of, and I knew this consistency seems weird, but you know, whatever, I followed the directions, and when they came out, they stayed fat, which was my first clue, and then as soon as they were cool enough, I bit into it, and it just didn't taste wonderful. I mean, it wasn't like throw it out bad, but it just was not very good. So what I was gonna share with the neighbors, now it's in the freezer and I'll just pick out 1 or 2. They dunk fine in my coffee and they taste okay. I'm not gonna throw them out, but how could I have done that? It's like such a rookie mistake. But so that was my dessert fail. Before I take you out to the garden to show you a little bit of movement that we did out there, I want to know, what cooking fail, I'm not even calling it a cookie fail, what cooking or baking fail have you had recently that's something you normally make all the time, or even if it's a new recipe, just share it. And of course, share with me your what's for dinner. Tonight we are having barbecue chicken and then a potato casserole. It's like the frozen hash browns with sour cream and cream of chicken soup and onions and cheese and chips on the top. Yes, not your healthiest, but that is what we're having with barbecue chicken, and a salad and some kind of vegetable. I don't know, but yet. Oh my goodness, I got all that out. So that is what is on the menu for us tonight. What is on the menu for you? Of course, I want to hear. I'm going to try to implement. We're in this for another 30 days, guys. So my goal is at least 4 videos a week. I want to try a new recipe. Somebody suggests something that is either chicken or beef. We're not big fish people. I wish we were, and this is not the time to be hunting out good fish. So just a nice chicken recipe would be wonderful, or ground beef. I'm always looking for new things to do with ground beef. Whew. All right, so that is my Monday. See, it's been 3 days. I had a lot to get out to you. What I'm going to show you in the garden today, we have 2 3 big planting boxes that my husband made for the patio. And we had an orange and a lemon tree in them. They just were not happy there. So we moved those, and this weekend my husband put in a Japanese maple to replace one of them, and I want to show you how that looks. And I did a hangy basket. I don't know if I'm going to share that with you today or not. We'll see. So that is it here. Let me know how you're doing. I pray that you are doing well. We can do another 30 days of this. Just dig in, girls. Look for the positive, and I will be back with you tomorrow. Have a good one.